Hello, my name is Kevin Sloan and I'm doing a reading from the first chapter of the second section of the first chapter of the book The Concise 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. Okay, the title of this couldn't fit in the title box like the video title box. It's called Do Not Fight the Last War, the Guerrilla War of Mind Strategy, of their mind strategy. There may be pauses in between my readings because I'm going to pause it so that you know, well, I maybe put it in so that you know that a break has come in the actual wording of the text. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to have to pause this for a moment. And we're back. Okay, it starts. What most often weighs you down and brings you misery is the past, in the form of unnecessary attachments, repetitions of tired formulas, and the memory of old victories and defeats. You must consciously wage war against the past and force yourself to react to the present moment. Be ruthless on yourself. Do not repeat the same tired methods. Sometimes you must force yourself to strike out in new directions, even if they involve risk. What you may lose in comfort and security, you will gain in surprise, making it harder for your enemies to tell what you will do. Wage guerrilla war on your mind, allowing no static lines of defense, no exposed I can't read this word, by the way. I got stuck in it when I was reading it the first time. It's spelled Citadeels. I'm thinking it's citadels. Don't know what that means. So I'll read that sentence again. Wage guerrilla war on your mind, allowing no static lines of defense, no exposed citadels. Make everything fluid and mobile. Keys to warfare. In looking back on an unpleasant or disagreeable experience, the thought inevitably occurs to us: if only we had said or done X instead of Y. If only we could do it over. Many a general has lost his head in the heat of battle, and then looking back has thought of the one tactic, the one maneuver that would have changed it all. The problem, though, is not that we think the solution only when it is too late. The problem is that we imagine that knowledge is what was lacking. That is precisely the wrong approach. What makes us go astray in the first place is that we are unattuned to the present moment, insensitive to the circumstances. We are listening to our thoughts, reacting to things that happened in the past, applying theories and ideas that we digested long ago, but that have nothing to do with our predicament in the present. Understand, the greatest generals, the most creative strategists, stand out not because they have more knowledge, but because they are able, when necessary, to drop their preconceived notions and focus intensely on the present moment. That is how creativity is sparked and opportunities are seized. The better we can adapt our thoughts to changing circumstances, the more realistic our responses to them will be. Re-examine all all your cherished beliefs and principles. When Napoleon was asked what principles of war he followed, he replied that he followed none. His genius was his ability to respond to circumstances, to make the most of what was given. He was the supreme opportunist. Your only principle, similarly, should be to have no principles. When you have faced with a new situation, it is often best to imagine that you know nothing and that you need to start learning all over again. You will develop your strategic muscles instead of depending on other people's theories and books. Erase the memory of the last war. The last war you fought is a danger, even if you won it. It is fresh in your mind. If you were victorious, you will tend to repeat the strategies you just used, for success makes us lazy and complacent. If you lost, you may be skittish and indecisive. Do not think about the last war. You do not have the distance or the detachment. Instead, do whatever you can to plot it from your mind. Do whatever you can to plot it from your mind. Okay. Keep the mind moving. When we were children, our minds never stopped. We were open to new experiences and absorbed as much of them as possible. All the greatest strategists were childlike in this respect. Sometimes, in fact, they even acted like children. The reason is simple. Superior strategists see things as they are. They are highly sensitive to dangers and opportunities. Nothing stays in the same life, and keeping up with the circumstances as they change requires a great deal of mental fluidity. Great strategists do not act according to preconceived ideas. They respond to the moment like children. Their minds are always moving, and they are always excited and curious. They quickly forget the past. The present is much too interesting. Whenever you find your thoughts revolving around a particular subject or idea, an obsession, resentment, force them past it. Force them past it. Distract yourself with something else. Like a child, find something new to be absorbed by, something worthy of concentrated attention. Do not waste time on things you cannot change or influence. Just keep moving. Absorb the spirit of the times. Attune yourself to the spirit of the times, developing antennae for the trends that have yet to crest takes work and study. I'm going to read that sentence again. Attune yourself to the spirit of the times. Developing antennae for the trends that have yet to crest takes work and study, as well as flexibility to adapt to those trends. As you get older, it is best to periodically alter your style. By constantly adapting, you will avoid the pitfalls of your previous wars. Just when people feel they know you, you will change. Reverse course. Sometimes you have to shake yourself up, break free from the hold of the past. This can take the form of reversing your course, doing the opposite of what you would normally do in any given situation. In those situations, the mind has to deal with a new reality and it snaps to life. Think of your mind as an army. Armies must adapt to the complexity and chaos of modern war by becoming more fluid and maneuverable. The ultimate extension of this evolution in guerrilla warfare, which exploits chaos by making disorder and unpredictability a strategy. The guerrilla army never stops to defend a particular place or town. It wins by always moving, staying one step ahead, by following no set pattern. It gives the army no target. That is the model for your new way of thinking. Apply no tactic rigidly. Attack problems from new angles, adapting to the landscape and to what you are given. By staying in constant motion, you show your enemies no target to aim at. And that concludes the second chapter, or the second section of the first chapter of the Concise 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. And I'm sorry about my reading in some of it, as per usual. It's usually not the best, but I do my best. Alrighty. Have a nice day.